Now, this example going to show you how to calculate diluted earnings per share when we have options. And so this is an example I took from the study notes. And here for this company, the net income is 40,000, and they have 1,000 options issued and outstanding. Exercise price is $8 per share. At the same time, there's 10,000 shares of common stocks. The average price for the stocks was $20 per share for the year. Okay, so how to calculate the diluted earnings per share for a question like this? Step number one, this is super important. It really doesn't matter what we do. The first step is always calculate the basic earnings per share. So let's do that. Basic earnings per share. If you remember, the formula is earnings available to common stock shareholders, which is 40,000, divided by common stock shares outstanding, which is 10,000. So for this question, the answer is very straightforward. It's just going to be $4 per share. It's going to be $4. Per share. Okay. So next, we're going to calculate the diluted earnings per share. To calculate diluted earnings per share of options, remember we're using something called a treasury stock approach. So what is a treasury stock approach? Which means we first assume we're going to use the money we collected from option holder to buy it on the open market. We only issue the common stocks if we don't have enough. Okay, so step number one. You have to figure out how much money you're gonna receive, right? So cash receive. So how much you're gonna receive if you actually converted? Here, for option holder to convert, they have to pay $8. $8 per share, and they have 1,000 shares outstanding, and therefore they are going to pay actually 8,000 shares. It's $8,000. Okay, so $8,000. So step two, we assume you're actually going to buy stocks from the open market. So this is just an assumption. We assume that's what you're gonna do. We call it a treasury stock approach. And how much is the price you're gonna pay? It's going to use the average price for the year. Okay, so we're going to take 8,000 divided by 20, and that give you 4,000 shares. 4,000 shares. So it's going to be counting, and it should be just the numbers. Okay. Now how many more shares you need? We'll call it the shares needed to be issued. Remember here, 1,000 options. Each option can be exercised and converted into one share. Therefore, 1,000 minus 400. So you need 1,000 shares, and now you went to the open market, purchased the 400. Therefore, you need to issue another 600 shares. Okay, and so that's how much you need, and then that's all information we needed to calculate the diluted earnings per share. So how are we going to calculate this? Again, using the formula, right? So we're going to start with 40,000, which is net income, divided by 10,000 common stock shares outstanding plus 600 shares you need to issue, and you do the calculation, which gives you $3.77 per share. So that's your amount. And then, so that's for the question number one, diluted earnings per share. So if you look at the question number two, right? They said, hey, what if you actually assume I'm gonna move it here. So that's question number 1. For question number 2, they said, hey, let's assume these options that were issued in the middle of the year, not the year before. And then is our answer going to change? The answer is yes. Okay, so here, when we do converted question, we always make assumption is as if converted. We always assume the conversion happened at the beginning of the year, with one exception is if this security actually issued during the year. If that is the case, you actually have to make a partial year adjustment. So that's the case what we have here. We're going to make a partial year adjustment. So the adjustment we need to do is just on shares need to be issued. And here, if you look at step number 3, and that's how much share you're going to be issued, we need to make some adjustment. So here, the diluted earnings per share, let's take a look at what we're going to do. It's going to be still 40,000 net income divided by 10,000 common stock plus 600, but here we're gonna adjust for a partial year. And how many months do we have to adjust, right? You issue in October 1st. So from October 1st to December 31st, it's actually 3 months, October, November, and December. So here, 3 out of 12, that's your adjustment. Therefore, the calculation is $3.94. Bye-bye.